Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, now, it is Billy F. Gibbons. We're sending out loves and kisses to Margaret Moser.
Thanks for just being such a shining beacon of niceness over there at the Chronicle. Not to say that the Chronicle's all darkness either, but thank you for being so sweet and authentic and a genuinely great supporter of Austin music. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being so enthusiastic, especially about music. Your enthusiasm has always been contagious. Thank you for coming to Wild Seed shows and marching up to the front and demanding that we play Charlene. Thank you for marrying one of my favorite people in the world, Steve Chaney, making you all one of my favorite couples in the world.
Thank you! All right, thank you.
You didn't count to 3.
I didn't count to 3. Margaret, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret, for being such a badass. Thank you for introducing me to Austin musicians and Austin music through the Austin Music Awards. Thank you for getting me this close to my idol, Bruce Springsteen. Thank you for being an idol to so many.
When I first moved into Austin in the early 80s, I would say, who is that girl at all the cool clubs, the Ritz, Liberty Lunch, the Dollhouse, all the cool bands, all the cool clubs, and you were always there. And then I put 2 and 2 together and went, oh, she's a writer for the Austin Chronicle. And we became fast friends from then all the way to today.
Thank you for being my neighbor, for being my friend, and for your generosity to all those around you.
I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too.
Thank you for being such an inspiration to women, mothers of all varieties, for producers, writers, and me.
Thank you for being a breath of sincerity in the music industry, for always being the most sincere person in any room, and thank you for being a true champion of Texas music.
Thank you for taking a green writer from the Daily Texan under your wing and showing me the world of Austin music and far beyond.
I was bitten by a boar, I was gouged and I was gored, but I pulled it on through.
I'm a flea-bit peanut monkey. All my friends are junkies. Yeah, it's not really true. I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could use a lemon squeezer too.
Well, I'm just a monkey man, and I'm glad you are a monkey woman too. I can never understand what the fuck he was saying in that song.
Well, I'm just a monkey man. I'm glad you're a monkey woman too.
Thank you for being my mom. Thank you for taking me in and raising me and loving me and taking care of me. And thank you for wearing the same size shoe as I do. That way I could borrow all your shoes. You're the best.
And sharing a little remembrance from way, way back in the day. One of our favorite recollections is when Lester Bangs rolled into Austin, Texas. And there, who could be found having a great party time at the Alamo Hotel. Lester and Margaret, what a pair.
Thank you, Margaret, for your never-ending support of the Austin music scene, for your music columns, for hosting Check This Action and your support of AMN, and for the music awards and so much more. And mainly, thank you for being a really good friend.
I was bitten by a boar. I was gouged and I was gored. But I pulled on through. Yes, I'm a sack of broken eggs. I always have an unmade bed. Don't you?
Thank you, Margaret. And I would have sang you a pretty song, but pretty much everybody knows that that's really not my style. But I'd really like to thank you for making me and my bandmates really feel like we are a part of the Austin music scene.
love you, sweetie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Margaret. I wanted to say, first off, when I first turned up at Raoul's, you and Dana and that little crew just freaked me right the fuck out. But I got to know you, and you guys were awesome, and you were everywhere all the time, and you were so welcoming, and you let us come in and do what we did and encouraged us to keep going, and that was beautiful. That never really stopped with you. You know, if you guys, you in particular, hadn't started writing about the Austin music scene, and not just the punk scene, but the blues scene and everything that was going on, the way you did at the Chronicle, and start exposing us at a national level, and, you know, and treating it with respect, I don't know that people would have even registered Austin for a long time. And so as we began to move out into the world, a lot of that writing preceded us, and we were able to be taken a little more seriously, and that's a beautiful thing. Your passion for the arts, your passion for the city have always been incredibly apparent. And I just wanted to tell you thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Margaret Moser, Ray Benson here. I know I look like the Amish kid from down the street with his beard and the hat. Wishing you all the best in your next journey, which we will all take, and we'll follow you. And we'll miss you, but we'll see you on the other side. And I think your pair of boots are still on the bus from the Dino Lee tour.
Thank you, Margaret, for everything you've done to make Austin one of the great places on earth, to see live music, to play live music, and to write about live music.
Thank you for teaching me so long ago what it means to be a young and hungry writer.
I always have an unmade bed.
I'm a flea-bit peanut monkey. All my friends are junkies. That's not really true. I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could use a lemon squeezer. Would you do? But I've been bit. And I've been tossed around by every she-rat in this town. Have you, babe? Well, I'm just a monkey man. I'm glad you're a monkey woman, too.
We're all just monkey men, and I'm so glad that you're a monkey woman. That's terrible.
Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too.
Thanks for 25 years of the Rolling Stones and that copy of Watership Down.
Thank you, Margaret, for bringing me from the head shop to the newsroom and always being there when I needed guidance.
Thank you for bringing your tremendous laugh on my crappy morning show.
Thank you for more than 35 years of everything. Kindness, thoughtfulness, laughter, rock and roll.
Thanks for being a conspirator, a revelator, an instigator, a celebrator. Thanks for being a howling hurricane-force wind in a town of tiny tornadoes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret, for all you've done for Ham. You've been there with us since the very beginning, and anytime Ham has ever needed anything and we've called you, you've been right there for us, just like you've been there for so many in our music community. We're sending you all the Ham love we can and just want you to know that we love you.
Hey, Margaret, thank you. And remember, we'll always have New York.
I'm a flippin' peanut monkey. All my friends are junkies. That's not really true. I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could use a lemon squeezer.
Thank you for encouraging my passion for Texas music.
Thank you, Margaret. You know, you're the only music writer who ever called me sexy. in the press. You know, the times came close, but you nailed it, baby.
Margaret, thank you for having been there and for having had the audacity to write about the history you were making for those of us that would try to follow in your footsteps.
And I am a monkey man, and I am so glad you are a monkey woman too. Ooh!
But I've been bit and I've been tossed around by every she-rat in this town. Have you, babe? Well, I'm just a monkey man. I'm glad you're a monkey woman too.
Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too.
I am just your monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too. Cheers.
Thank you, Margaret, for being so supportive and always encouraging. My very first mention in the Austin Chronicle was when you included me in an article you were writing, and I just can't tell you how much that meant to me.
Thank you for the light you are to everyone, and the light you are to me.
Thank you for being an incredible and inspiring teacher for all of those years at the Austin Music Awards. And an even bigger thank you for being such an incredible friend to my mother, Deborah.
Hey, Margaret.
You're the best.
Hey, we know that all those Chronicle awards weren't really voters. They came from you.
It was you.
You're the one who
You're
did
the one.
awards. We miss seeing you. We love you.
You were the best to us.
And you were always great to us.
That's Matt Bearden.
Yeah, that's Matt. He joined the show 10 years ago.
Margaret knows me.
He didn't win any awards.
Thanks for teaching me about the city, Mark.
Thanks for always being very kind to all of us.
Thanks for being real.
And giving us backstage passes to the award shows and pretending that we were people.
Thank you, Margaret, for being a friend and an inspiration and a role model and a colleague and all the good things that go with those qualities. You have been an inspiration to me since I got to this town.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret. Just wanted to say thank you.
I just wanted to thank you so much for your kindness and support back in the day when women in the Austin music industry were few, and you were always there for me and the other women and the men. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm a flea-bit peanut monkey. All my friends are junkies. That's not really true. I'm a cold Italian pizza. Could use a lemon squeezer. Would you do?
Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too, babe.
I'm just a monkey man. I'm glad that you're a monkey woman too.
I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too.
Thank you, Margaret, for being such a badass and rescuing tiny chihuahuas in need. You have been a great supporter and friend to Austin Pets Alive, and I'm very thankful for that.
Hey, Margaret, thank you for being a great editor when I was writing media clips back in the day for the Chronicle. Most importantly, thank you for being very, very patient when I missed my deadlines, which may well have been every week.
Thank you for truly supporting, helping create even Austin music.
It wouldn't be the same without you.
Thank you, Margaret, for all the laughs, all the adventures, all the inspiration you gave to so many people, especially me.
Thank you for being a real pioneer in our scene. You know, pioneers are different than settlers, and most of us who came along in the late 80s and 90s, and of course the 2 decades after that, we were all settlers because of the pioneers like you, the real alphas that were out there in the wilderness with the arrows flying around. It's because of your hard work that we had a scene to work our way into it all.
Thank you, Margaret, for inviting me to participate in the Austin Music Awards every year, even though you know I could never do it.
Thank you.
Thanks, doll.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I just wanted to say thank you for being always so cool to me and for being such a groovy lady in rock and roll and letting me in backstage to the awards show all those years when I was just a young thing in Austin. And I want to thank you for letting my daughter volunteer that year at the awards show when her dad was getting the Hall of Fame. That was really special to her. And just being an inspiration as a rock and roll chick.
Well, I'm a sack of broken eggs. I always had an unmade bed, don't you?
Thank you, Margaret, for everything. You were the first person to ever believe in my writing, and I've had so many dreams come true. This wall alone, I've got 10 different albums by 4 different acts, and I wouldn't have any of these dreams come true without you.
Hi, Margaret. I want to thank you, mainly for being you. Inspiring, awesome, unapologetically Margaret. I think we all learn something about being who we are and true to ourselves, watching your journey unfold. I feel privileged that I got to be a part of it, sometimes from far away, sometimes from close up. We came a long way, both of us. You always appreciated and understood and recognized and supported what I was trying to do, what I was trying to be. It means everything to me. You know, I believed in you too. You didn't surprise me one bit. You always had something really, really special and so much passion. And I love you very much. I'm really grateful that our lives have been a part of each other's. You're a wonderful friend.
I'm a sack of broken eggs. I always have an unmade bed, don't you?
Well, I am just a monkey man, and I'm glad you are a monkey woman too.
Well, I am just a monkey man, and I am glad you are a monkey woman too.
Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you're a monkey woman too.
Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too.
Thank you, Margaret, for being so unapologetically you. Thank you for loving this record. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Margaret, for always being so kind and encouraging, and we just wanted to take this moment to let you know how much you're appreciated and loved.
I hope we're not too messianic or a trifle too satanic. We just love to play the blues. And I am just a monkey man. I hope you are a monkey woman too. I'm a monkey. Yeah. I'm a monkey. Yeah. I'm a monkey. Sexy baby.
What you're doing now is offering us all a master class in grace, bravery, and generosity. I owe you so much, more than a simple thank you could convey.
Margaret, thank you for making me feel welcome in Austin in 1986. After I moved here from Houston, I remember going to the door at Liberty Lunch. I was shy about going into the club because I was so used to getting into venues in Houston, but you welcomed me in, put me on the list, and I had a great time seeing the Long Riders, and I'll never forget that. You made me feel loved and welcomed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias, Margaret.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret, for letting me be a part of the Austin Music Awards at such a young age. I was 11. And more so, thank you for being so respectful of me at that age and my voice at that age, to treat me as an adult, or as someone that had something worth saying all through my childhood and up until now. Really meant a lot to me and always will. So thank you.
Well, I'm just a monkey man, and I'm glad that you're a monkey woman too.
I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could use a lemon squeezer. Would you do?
Well, I'm just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too.
I am just a monkey man, and I'm glad you're a monkey woman too.
Thank you for so many things. Thank you for always being pure about the music, always being honest, and always being the most graceful woman to everyone. You treated me from the time when I started, I was just barely 20 years old. You always treated me with respect and beauty and acceptance. You were always an inspiration. You are still an inspiration. I love you. I feel better that I know you. I feel honored to have known you.
Thank you, Margaret, for making me feel relevant and for being such a huge part of what makes Austin special.
That's right.
I'm a pretty big peanut monkey. All my friends are junkies. That's not really true. I'm a cold Italian pizza.
Thanks for being so encouraging about my songwriting, making me feel like I was a real deal songwriter in this great community of songwriters.
Thank you for picking me to take your seat at South Pop. I was honored then, and I'm honored now.
Hey Margaret, it's Cella Blue. And I want to thank you for being a champion, an inspiration, and friend to so many of us. You are a true light and a true supporter of our beautiful musical Austin community. You are the ripple, the river, and the tree, and I toast to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Margaret. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being the first to support me way back when, as a musician, as a journalist, and always as a friend.
Thank you, Margaret, for giving me my first Austin Music Award. I never thought I'd get one, and especially not for just working music awards. Also, thank you very much for taking Steve Chaney down to San Antonio. Actually, scratch that. Everybody loves Steve Chaney, and more importantly, everybody loves you.
Margaret, thank you for making Austin a place for me to move to and a place to be a music writer.
Margaret, thank you for giving Geek Weekly its best rock writer interview ever, even though you didn't have one mean thing to say about anyone.
Thank you for hipping me to the blues scene in Austin and giving some ink to the first show I ever booked.
Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman too. I'm a cold Italian pizza.
Well, I'm just a monkey man, and I'm glad you're a monkey woman too.
I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could use a lemon squeezer. I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are my monkey woman too. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I'm just a monkey man. I'm glad you're a monkey woman too.
Thank you for believing in my photography career from early on and giving me the encouragement and endorsement I needed to really get it going.
Thank you for blazing the trail and getting Austin music used to seeing strong women around.
Margaret, I want to thank you for what you've done in Austin Sisterhood. I remember partying with you back at the old Alamo Hotel with Lester Bangs, and after a few nights he got a little spicy, so we ended up throwing him in a pool somewhere in South Austin.
Thank you for your excellent writing about Austin music. It really has helped all of us reach fans throughout the world. And thanks for writing about my music from the start with the Leroy Brothers and the Tailgaters and other projects that I've done that no one else would ever know about. Thanks again, Margaret. We all appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret, for everything you ever did for myself, for the program that me and countless others believed in here in Austin to try to push that musical envelope for the local guys. You know the drill, and you've always been so passionate about music, and quite an icon in my life. I really think that the most important thing I remember in having you in my life was how you carried our torch for a hot minute to people who would have never seen the flame. You know, like if Margaret said it, it's religion, it's cool, believer. And so based on that, a lot of folks gave us a minute to watch what we were doing where maybe they would have never done it before. So that's awesome. And you've always been a very supportive, passionate person about music and everything in your life. And it touched me and mine and countless others, of course. But I love you. I am glad to be a part of this. And thank you.
Thank you for all the wonderful, amazing support and love you have shown to the Austin music community all these years. I remember the time I was working the door backstage at a benefit at Antone's, and I was only supposed to let in people on the list. And your name was not on the list, so I didn't let you in. And then everybody started yelling, "Let her in! It's Margaret! It's Margaret! Let her in!" So I let you in.
That's the last time I'm ever doing that on a video for anyone else to see. I love you. Bye.
Thank you for all the fun and your enthusiasm and mischief. Thank you for your thoughtful appreciation of my music in the Chronicle and in the clubs.
You have provided so many memories for so many of us who grew up in this music scene in Austin, and we love you for it. You've provided so much good reads.
Well, I hope we're not too messianic or a trifle too satanic. We love to play the blues. Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you're a monkey woman too.
But I've been bit and tossed around by every she-rat in this town. Have you, babe? Well, I am just a monkey man. I'm glad you are a monkey woman.
Well, I am just a monkey man. Glad you're a monkey woman too.
Margaret, I love you. I'm so excited to just be able to give you this message. It's like, I remember when I met you, like back in 1983. I was a sophomore in college, maybe a freshman, and I was trying to make a True Believers record with David Healy. I don't know if you remember that or not, but I almost flunked out of college, But I remember going over to the office on West Avenue, the Chronicle office, and I think that was the first time I ever met you. And I know we've had a ton of other experiences through our life, and I won't mention with who, but I love the shit out of you. You've always been like an amazing person. I wish I could give you a big hug right now. I know you're in San Antonio. Virtual hug. Love you.
Thank you for writing about my first band, St. Cecilia, when I was just a young pup, giving me the confidence to pursue a career in music. And thank you for tapping me to get involved in your U18 movement, mentoring young bands. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for practically meeting me at the city limits when I arrived here in 1991. For nurturing me, first as the big sister I never had, and then as for being my mother after my mother died. Thank you for having been responsible for many of the major things that have happened in my life, including, and I know you'll never admit it, but I'm pretty sure you're the one responsible for me being back at the Chronicle after many years. And thank you for giving me this original New York Dolls 1973 Fan Club Johnny Thunders pin, which I always wear on stage as a talisman. I owe you everything, Margaret. Thank you.
Well, I hope we're not too messianic, or a trifle too satanic. We just love to play the blues. I am just a monkey man, and I'm glad you are a monkey woman too, baby.
Thank you. From your favorite monkey men.
Love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
We love you, Margaret.
Love you, Margaret.
Love you. We love you, Margaret. We love you.
Love you. I love you.
We love you.
I love you, Margaret. I love you, Margaret, as Mac would say.
Love you.
We love you, Margaret. Mwah.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you, Margaret. I love you the very, very most.
Love you. Godspeed. Thank you for everything.
Love you.
Love you so much.
Love you. Bye.
Lots of love, Margaret. Love you.